I'm Anna Curtis, and I've been learning archery for my senior project, and now you get to learn too. I'll be teaching for a right-handed shooter today. Let's get started. First things first, you need to get your safety gear on before you start shooting. This has two parts to it, your glove and your wrist guard. Your glove goes on your right hand to protect your fingers from getting sore when you pull back on the string of the bow. Your wrist guard goes on your left forearm, so your skin and veins are protected if the string snaps back on your arm when you shoot. Now that we're geared up, there's a choice to make. What bow to use? For my project, I learned how to shoot on a straight bow and a recurve bow, but there are other kinds of bows that exist too. A straight bow was originally made of just one piece of wood. When the string would get taken off, the wood would flatten out into a straight line, and that's why it's called a straight bow. A recurve bow is kind of a glorified straight bow, but it's usually made of more than one kind of material. The end of the bow curved back, which is why it's called a recurve bow. The way that you shoot both of the bows are basically the same, but the recurve is more powerful. I prefer using a recurve, so that's what I'll use from now on. After you choose your bow, you should know what the different parts are. The first part is the string. The tighter the string, the more power it has when you pull it back. That means that you can shoot farther or hit your target harder, but it also means that it takes more strength. The next two parts have to do with your arrow. This part is called the knock set, and it holds your arrow in place. This other part, above where you hold it, is called your shelf, and it's where you set your arrow when you're aiming. The arrow itself is pretty simple. The knock on the back snaps onto the string just below the knock set to hold it in place. The feathers on the arrow are different colors, so you know which way to put the arrow onto the bow. See that different colored one? That's called the odd man out, and you put it closest to you. That way, when you shoot, the feathers won't hit your hand and mess up your skin, and they won't hit the bow and mess up the shot. The next step is to line yourself up with the target. You want to put your left shoulder lined up with the target and only turn your head, not your whole body. This way, you can pull back the arrow across your body, which lets you pull it further. While holding the bow in your left hand, your right hand pulls back the string. There are two ways to do it, though. The first way is to have one finger over the arrow and two under. The second way is to have all three fingers under the arrow. It's based on preference which one you use, and I prefer using three under. The last step is to shoot. When you pull back on the arrow, you want to pull to the same place every time, so you don't have a lot of variation in your shots. That place is called the anchor point. For example, I put the tip of my finger on the corner of my mouth so that I know I'm at the same place every time. After that, you close your left eye and then look down the arrow with your right eye and put the tip of the arrow on the center of the target. After you have it centered, then you just let go. So, anchor point, close your left eye, put your arrow on the center, and let it go. If your arrows hit way off, it's okay. People see differently, and so sometimes looking straight down the arrow to the center doesn't quite work. For instance, I have to look somewhere near the bottom to get it to hit in the middle, whereas Tammy, my mentor, can look in the middle, and it works, most of the time. With practice and determination, anyone can do it. And who knows? Maybe you could be the next Katniss Everdeen.